Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Of course, if you're new here, my name is Nick, and here we talk toys of all kinds. Again, if that's not your thing, feel free to move on to another video. If it is your thing, you may enjoy what comes next. I know it's a little late to the party, but we're going to continue with nostalgia, I think, today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple videos. What I'm going to do is for Neca's Krang Android body. You know, it's odd what you find at flea markets occasionally, because I was able to pick this up at my local Lake Cumberland flea market for around 10 bucks. It's going on eBay for upwards 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks. Found it in a flea market booth of all places for 10 bucks, brand new, so I couldn't really pass it up. So I figured I would go ahead and do a quick review on that, because Krang is also an MVP. He's one of my all-time favorite animated villains from back in the day. He's got this whole sci-fi bullshit vibe to him where he's like a living brain and he lives in a belly and he talks. I mean, Krang's actually really cool. It does harken back to a lot of sci-fi films. And he's a lot of fun. Like, the interactions with him and Shredder were basically like some old married couple. Krang was hilarious in the cartoon. In the comics, he was actually pretty good too in the Archie run, as well as some of the IDW stuff. But man, I've talked about it enough. Let's go ahead, kick some ass, and review this Krang Android body. Alright guys, so what we got in front of us right now is the box for the Neca Krang Android body. You'll see some animated art on it, kind of like the VHS cover from back in the day from the episode The Wrath of Krang. You'll see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. Of course, you'll have some animated character art. Maybe that's a still shot from it, I'm not sure. You'll get your old NECA logo, and you'll get your Nickelodeon logo down at the bottom. The side of the box, again, pretty standard. You'll get the cover art there, too, with the Ninja Turtles logo and the Wrath of Krang, Volume 2. On the back, you'll get some more animated art. You'll get some of Krang's weapons here. He does have the maces, or Morning Stars, actually, and they do have actual metal chains. I haven't taken them out of the accessory pack. I will show you the accessories here in a moment, but they're all still twisty tied in the box. He does come with a baby Shredder, again, which is actually pretty episode-specific. He's got his axe, his saw blade that does rotate. He does come with a couple of guns, too. But if you look down here, here's a character bio. If you want to take a look there also, you can pause the video. And, of course, there's Krang looking all awesome and menacing like he does inside the body. Other side of the box, not much to talk about, like the side I showed you. And you go down to the bottom, and of course, you will have all the legalese you could ever ask for. And we'll go ahead and move on and show you what's inside. Okay, guys, before we get into the tray and I show you all the stuff Krang comes with, I did forget to show the window for the box. Of course, that's where your tray and your figure will go. Right over here, of course, you'll have a picture of the figure itself. What I'll do here in a second is I'll go ahead and show the accessory tray. Okay, guys, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and show you what's in the tray here. Of course, you'll have Baby Shredder. He is actually fairly articulated. The head does turn, hands turn, arms move up and down. The feet move. He does have a little bit of a waist crunch there. The legs don't move independently. You'll see Krang's antenna there. There's already one inside the figure. I guess they give you a second one in case you do lose them. Here's where Krang would sit. I think this is Krang's soap on a rope. You go down, you get some Krang Android body blueprints. You get the towel that was on his head in the episode where Shredder called him taking a shower, as well as the towel that goes around his waist. You'll get the axe here. You'll get the saw blade device here. The two Morning Stars, the two guns, and various different hands. You'll get some gripping hands, and you'll also get a set of hands that are fisted. And that's pretty much the entire shebang for what he does come with. I mean, he's fairly loaded for an actual animated NECA Ninja Turtles figure. Okay, let's talk about the Krang Android body and the figure inside of it. You'll see that it is a really, really good cel-shaded representation of the animated Android body. You go down, it does have the standard NECA articulation. It doesn't have a thigh cut, though. Its legs are on ball joints. The knees are single jointed. The toes do raise up and down. They do rock side to side. I don't know that they rotate. Mine seem to be kind of seized, and I don't want to tax those without heating them. Inside of it, you will get a fully articulated Krang. Now, to get him in here, you have to pull the top part of this body off. There are 2 clasps on the sides and 1 on the front. The best way to get this off when it's empty is reach in here and push those side clasps out, pull him up and tilt him forward, because if not, you may actually break this figure. It is pretty fragile. So again, in here, you'll be able to sit Krang. He does have a peg on the underside of his body. So you sit him in here, and his tentacles, whatever you want to call them, do actually go around the levers in here. And the levers do move. They are articulated as well. One of mine, this one over here, does pop out, so I don't have his arm around it all the way. But yeah, I mean, as far as detail goes, they didn't really spare any here, because if you look, it does have the glasses, it does have the antenna in the top, which does move. You can also pull it back out and replace it if you do lose one. The cell shading is very accurate to the animated series. This is like Man Baby Droid 2000, but like, I mean, it gets Krang where he needs to go, and it gets him to be able to do things in the Technodrome that he couldn't normally do. So I could see the need for this. Plus, it grows to exponential size to torment your turtle friends. And you know I'm all about the villains. So we'll go ahead and turn this guy around, and I'll show you some of the stuff on the back. It does have the back wrinkles on the head cell shaded. It does have the vent in the back. It does have a handle here. Be very careful with that. That is also fragile. It does have another plug. I guess this is Krang's charging port. Not sure what the function of this would be. Don't really want to know. You go down, you can again see the single joint in the knee. He does kick back about, I don't know, 70 something degrees. It's not a full 90. The elbows on that are single jointed. They're not a full 90, but they do rotate. The hands do rotate around and move up and down a little bit. And of course, you can unplug them and insert all kinds of weapons. I'll turn him back around so you guys can get one last good look at him. One of his legs actually appears to be sort of longer than the other. I don't know if that's a problem with most of these Krang figures, but he does have a very odd side tilt because of it. It's not actually the weight of the figure doing it. It's this leg over here. So I don't know if that's a Neca thing where I guess they designed it that way, or the ball peg or something in there is weird. But yeah, I mean, that's where we are with it. It does seem to have one longer leg. That is a con. But again, this is a great figure. Solid 9 out of 10 if you love villains. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me today and checking out the review on Krang's Android body. It does have some pros, it does have some cons, but all in all, it's a pretty good figure for what it represents. And it's definitely better than what I had in the 80s as a kid. I know Super 7 does make a Krang. It's in the little Bubble Walker thing. Our local comic shop has it. I may pick that up and review it also. Best Action also has an Android body Krang, but it's a lot smaller than this one. What I want to see personally is Super 7 make the Android Krang body. For that, I would actually buy the Super 7 animated Krang, or the Playmates remake Krang, whatever you want to call it. Slap it in there, and it would be awesome. But I feel that Super 7's Krang animated body would probably be about $300 and probably about the size of a small toddler. So, I mean, if you want what you want, though, right? Anyway, guys, channel's growing. I appreciate every one of you that comes back to watch. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate everybody who clicks that like button. Speaking of which, if you want to do that right now, go ahead, hit subscribe, smash that notification bell so you know when I post something else. Hit that like button and feel free to leave some love below, because you guys are the squirming, veiny brain inside the Android body that makes this channel fucking go. So, that said, guys, I'm going to move on to the next video, and I will see you later.